Hey, Chance. Now that the season's here and you've kind of gone through the off season, what's your experience been like? Coming up to Lincoln and getting ingrained with the program and kind of growing with this team, and what have you seen so far?
Yeah, it's been great getting to know all these guys. It was kind of a shock just coming here after spending 4 years. I kind of thought my college career was over, and then I got to come up here, and it's been really great getting to know the guys and growing. I've loved Lincoln ever since I got here. It's been a bit cold for me, but I've gotten used to it and kind of felt like I've settled in and really like where I'm at. And I really like where the team's at, and I'm just really excited to get started.
Oh, go ahead, Chris, if you got another one.
What's it been like? Just going through practices. Since early January with all the protocols you guys have to follow with trying to be safe and careful and everything, and now knowing that the schedule's pretty limited, conference only, and a positive test or a couple of them could derail a season. What's that been like for you guys? Just from a mental standpoint, trying to prepare with all that.
It's been different for sure. We just have to, do everything we can, and even then, it doesn't really guarantee us anything. You can wear your mask and do everything right, and then you go to the grocery store and touch something, and then you get it there. So we've been cautious. We've been trying to do our best. Our social interaction is limited to amongst ourselves. It's board game nights or just hanging out amongst ourselves. But practices, just wearing the mask, trying to do everything right, washing your hands. We have hand sanitizer stations all over. That's really been different. As far as preparing as a player, practices not really different. Just show up, get your work in. It's been a bit different with group work and that sort of thing, but as far as getting ready to pitch, I mean, I'm throwing my bullpens normal times and just getting ready to go.
Evan Bland.
Hey, Chance, I was going to ask kind of a similar question just in terms of can you think of some examples of things that a year ago would have seemed odd or strange as a baseball player that have become normal, just different practices or things that are coming up on this road trip that you guys are doing that seem normal now that maybe wouldn't have a year ago?
Yeah, I think a lot of just the COVID protocols are just very, I don't know, it's a lot different for sure. I think some of the rooming assignments are based off who you kind of are associated with, so you don't spread COVID outside of your circle. So I think that's a bit weird. Um, I'd say just the mask. It's kind of weird that I'm used to wearing this gaiter all the time, and you're used to not have to wear that. It's kind of a weird piece for me. But as far as specific examples, I can't really think of any off the top of my head.
If I could, I was going to ask you too, just about Purdue this weekend. What kind of threat does their lineup present, and what have you noticed when you've been scouting those guys?
I haven't really dove into them too much. I try not to overwhelm myself with too much information too early. Um, I'll typically try and get some information the day before, and that'll kind of lead me into where I'm at. But for me, I like to know the speed of the runners, and I like to know the power threats. So I try not to get too much into swings and everything, because then I psych myself out, and we don't want to do that.
Mike Babcock.
Yeah, Chance, you mentioned you mentioned the cold. What was there ever a point at which, when we got all that snow and your distance from home, was it difficult for you to say, "I'm going to stick this out," and who helped you get through that?
Um, you know, I I was never really too worried about it. I mean, I've been away from home for a while now. I went to from originally from California to New Mexico for 4 years, so that was a bit of a distance, but the cold was definitely different. I have some family here. My aunt and my uncle are down in Beatrice area, so they would come up and take me to dinner, and that was kind of nice. So I did feel like I had a little bit of connection to home. But as far as that snow and everything, it was bit weird. I never really felt too alone because I was scared to drive, so I always had people driving me places.
You never had any second thoughts about maybe coming to Nebraska was not a good idea?
No, when I got here, I thought it was a great fit after probably about a month, and then, I've thought that ever since. But the cold definitely got me a little bit, but never made me wish that I wasn't here.
All right, last one for Chance, Kevin Suits.
Chance, I have to ask about your amazing mustache. How long have you been wearing that? And does it look like you got a nice curl going on there on the side?
I've been trying to curl it. It's still a work in progress, that's for sure. And I have been growing it for a while. It has not been easy. I've been working hard at it, and yeah, I'm hoping to keep it, get the curl going better, and then if I start throwing poorly, then I'll shave it off. But until then, I think I'll keep it and try and make it look as Raleigh Fingers-esque as possible.
Is it the best mustache on the team?
Yeah, for now. I think if Mojo tried to beat me, he could beat me in about 3 days. But as of this moment, I think it is.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, we'll switch over to Kate Povich.